Good evening, guys. Well, I thought I'd give you an update on my 110 subscribers, so nice one all. Yeah, well, after the last video I put up, it passed its MOT with a couple of advisories, nothing too major. Sills area and Wamp area was a bit shit. I knew that anyway. So, you know, it needs 2 new sills, but just sort of made them strong, so get me through like the MOT. Yeah, so it was all set, ready to go on our holiday, and as we left to start a trip out, not far down the road, but far enough that I could test the van out, see how it ran. It's quite funny. So everything seemed to be okay. Got the van, drove literally 2 minutes around the corner and there's a shop, and I was following my mate, and as we pulled up, I came back out, got in the van. As I drove off the curb, unfortunately I drove slowly off the curb and didn't realise at this point what then had happened. Got to the end of the junction, which it must have been 50 yards if that, and the radiator mount, the whole assembly had dropped down. But I didn't know this at this point, so I got to the junction and there I was cursing the van. Why isn't it fucking going? The throttle's gone again. I'm like, no, not all the hassle of doing that freaking throttle. No, I was like, do you know what? I had to chug through the high street, hazards on, pop, in first gear, big old tailback behind me at this point. Fucking hell, I felt like an idiot. I pulled over, popped the bonnet. Mate's gone at this point, and he's left me, and I'm like, right, he's off. So I pull over, and yeah, the whole radiator assembly, some previous owner hadn't put it in properly on the one side. The other side, it turns out at a later date, after I pulled it out, it had all been snapped previously and was just sitting there with hopes and dreams. I was amazed it held there. How I didn't see, I don't know. It's one of them things, you know. I ain't perfect, I ain't, you know what I mean. So great. So there we are. We managed to ramshackle it at an angle with some tie wraps, and off we went. And fuck it. I was like, do you know what? Let's just go. And we drove all the way down there with the thing tie wrapped up. Minute drive, absolutely faultless. Got there. Actually had quite a good weekend. Drove back, and then yeah, it's been alright. But I didn't tell you what happened on the MOT day, did I? You couldn't make this up if you tried. So as I got to MOT day, I drove down there, and the brake was binding. No, I mean binding. Really? The side I'd worked on was the driver's offside. The near side was binding. And I thought, I'm going to have to turn the thing fucking back home. I ain't going to make it to the MOT. But either way, I thought, no, just push on. So we got to the MOT, and by this point, it must have been about 5-10 minutes, and the brakes started to cool down. And I went and got the man. He said, you need to start it up and bring it round the back. So of course, I jumped in it. The fucking thing wouldn't start. No. Before all the times. Click, 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 click. Oh, I've just got a dead battery. Bloke comes out with the jump pack for me, puts it on, click, click, click. Give the starter motor a whack. I didn't have anything pop beyond me. Nope. Alright. So he comes around and bumps me with a forklift. Anyway, at this point, he pulled it into the MOT station and said it's going to be about 45 minutes. So I was like, oh, no worries, I'll pop down the road, I'll be back in a minute. And I must have been about an hour or so. And I got back. And he said, van's passed and it's outside. What he failed to tell me is he parked it outside and left the engine running. And I didn't realise what he'd done until I got round there and I could hear it. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, I went, no, he's left the engine running. I expected to see a pile of steam and water coming out the thing like the fucking geyser fountains of hell. As it turns out, I paid the man I got in it, and it was about that close away from the red. Oh, fuck me. As I drove off, the temperature gauge come down. So I was like, oh, fans don't work in this thing, do they, at all? And yeah, so that was a bit of an eventful day. So I was spitting and absolutely feathers at the bloke that apparently had rebuilt the starter motor from who had bought the truck off. Apparently his mate was a Lithuanian, was an expert, absolute brilliant expert. He could build anything. You show him this and show him that, he can rebuild it. If it can't be rebuilt, it ain't worth making. One of them sort of blokes. Let me show you what he done. He rebuilt it, alright. He rebuilt it with a fucking grinder, the bastard. That was something else. Cut half the lugs off to make something else work and jammed it in there and hoped and prayed. And it must have worked for about a dozen times or so. And yeah, that was then that done. So £200 nearly, £180 for a new starter motor. So not what I needed just after the MOT. But either way, it's been eventful, so bits are getting done. Door lock's all done. I can all lock on the keys. It's just been never ending. I mean, why am I doing this on a car or truck that's actually worth scrap value? It always will be, because I'm in a member of movano groups, and I see all them. How much of mine's worth? Well, mine's worth £4.5 grand. And it came with the fridge. It came with that. I don't even want to know how much money I'm in to the minute with this van, but it is what it is, and it's good fun. So it's been a very expensive learning curve. It's been good fun, and I believe I've got the van to a more respectable level. I will do some uploads on it soon, but I just thought I'd give you guys a laugh anyway with the woes of buying a really old vehicle. Don't do it. Anyway, till next time, stay safe.